Hello and welcome to FPL Waffle, a review of Game Week 5, a look ahead to Game Week 6. And speaking of Game Week 5, I was bang on the average, 58 points, a little disappointing, but I was overall okay with it. I'm down to 1.4 mil. And Nana did brilliantly for me in goal again at Palace, kind of saving the game week again a little bit, bringing me up to that average. Robbo, I was really pleased with getting the clean sheet. I brought him in for Gvardiol, so that was an instant gain. Trent is delivered at the back, sort of finally, if you like. He's been owed an attacking return for a while, I think. And with the cleaner and bonus, that was a nice feeling. Salah, captain, assist, and clean sheet point. I was fine with. At least he got a return. And then up front, Haaland scores again. What can you say about the man? He's an absolute machine. Minte and João Pedro, who coming off the bench for one, was disappointing. Particularly also Muniz finally returns off the bench this time. And I didn't get his points because of Pedro and Minte coming on for Brighton. Bit gutted. I think Pedro and Minte are targeted for the two good Brighton home fixtures. And Pedro was injured for, well, one of them and then half of the other. And Minte, got benched for the second. So, yeah, bit naff from that point of view. However, we're wildcarding this week, onwards and upwards. Probably why a lot of you have clicked on the video, seeing what I'm wildcarding. And here's how it's looking. So we've got David Raya in goal, Arsenal best defence in the league, and they've got three beautiful fixtures coming up, and he's making saves. So I feel like you can't go wrong with Raya. Fabianski is a backup if Areola gets injured. We've then got Gabriel, who's just a goal machine in defence. He's almost like penalties at the moment. When Arsenal win a corner, it's like big chance of Gabriel scoring. So he has to be in, I think, for a lot of people now. Same with Trent. I think these two almost guarantees you have to have them for the attacking output they're putting, plus defensive potential too. Pedro Porro for me is like the Trent of Spurs. Although they're not as good defensively, Tottenham, I just want to have him when he scores a 30-yarder. Vandenberg's been playing for Brentford. So at 4 mil, I'm hoping he continues to start most of their games. When they play a four at the back, there's a slight chance he doesn't play. So, even if you needed more money for this team, you could just put like Flecken in goal instead of Raya or something, cover the Brentford defence. But I'm hoping at 4 mil, I think he's worth a punt for me. And I've got these three, really solid premium defenders every week if I need. I'm happy to play them against any team really. If Vandenberg does sort of start getting out of the team, and Face, he's nailed for Leicester. So I want, if I'm going to have another cheap player, a nailed defender that could come on for the odd sort of points off the bench. Yeah, I want him in my team. Midfield, I think Palmer is just looking like he's going to be a guaranteed returner again this season. So I want him in my team. Semenyo's got a couple of phenomenal fixtures, home Southampton, away to Leicester. And Buemo, I mean, Brentford's fixtures run now has just turned incredible, and he's like their talisman on penalties, free kicks, everything. You have to have him, I think, as well. I think he's a must. Rodgers finally got some returns for Villa at 5.1 mil. He's playing 90 minutes. He's, playing in behind Watkins. I think he's a great shout, and he's got Ipswich away this week, and then Saka at home. Arsenal now have brilliant three fixtures. I think I may have alluded to. So you kind of want triple Arsenal for that if you can. So Saka, Gabriel, I think are musts, and then Raya is my third Arsenal, as discussed already. And then up front, you have to have Haaland. I think everyone has to have Haaland at this point. He's just playing too well to not have Calvert-Lewin because Everton have a good fixture run and he's looking all right. So I'm happy to take a punt on Calvert and he works for the money I have. And then Stewart's been getting the odd appearance off the bench. So 4.5 striker who could get the occasional point as your third bench. Happy days. And then I know that's all of the team. So this basically, you've kind of got Stewart, Vandenberg, and Face as three very cheap players. But the rest, I think, are all very solid. And with time, there's transfers and things you could look at if you wanted to strengthen up your bench. But I'm really happy with this team going into the week. And going into the coming weeks, I think with the fixture swings of Brentford, I've got them covered. I've got Arsenal covered, and like I said, Everton have a fixture swing. So I've got Calvert. I'm happy to take a punt on Calvert Lewin. Palmer's just going to keep returning. Haaland. I mean, you look at this fixture, and you have to have Haaland. It's kind of it's almost essential. You have to have the guy. I don't think there's any discussion about it. Even though he's 15 mil, he's proving he's worth that, and he's a guaranteed sort of solid, safe captaincy option each week. And if you wanted to punt on Dominic Solanke, I can see a lot of people going there. If you have the funds to go for him up front, or you wanted to drop down Raya to Flecken and Calvert-Lewin up to Solanke, or something along those lines, maybe a bit of other tweakage to afford it. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. That's the team. That's the wildcard team. I can see a lot of other content creators going for similar midfields, which I'm a bit gutted about in a way because I put this team together like on Sunday evening before all the content creators sort of showed what they'd come up with. But I'm pleased to see I'm sort of in line with their thinking as well. If you're done with the fantasy football content, this is where you tune off. If you're staying around for the Pokemon content, another pack of Paradox Rift. Let's see who we get. Anyone special to write home about? And the answer is a holo, a reverse holozation, a couple of rare holos. It's okay. It's nothing special. We'll leave the video there. Hope you have a great game week 6. If you're wildcarding, all the best to your wildcard team. I hope this has provided you with some inspiration or some clarity onto which players you could pick or would like to pick. But yeah, for now, have a great rest of your weeks, and I will catch you all on the next one.